Time for our Community Corner, sponsored by Scandinavian Design. So often on the show, we talk about the amazing work being done to help canines and felines in our community, but equines are too often left out of the conversation. So we're joined today by Robert Bruno from the Idaho Horse Rescue to tell us about this nonprofit that's doing their best to help rescue Idaho horses. So tell us about the Idaho Horse Rescue. How did this organization come about?
Oh, well, about 30 years ago, I had my first horse, or 35 years ago, and a friend of mine who was a jockey called me and said they were going to euthanize a horse on the track.
Oh.
And I thought that was unbelievable, so I went to the track to see what I could do, and I took the horse home, and there started my career.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, so you've been rescuing horses ever since, so about 35
saved that horse's
years.
life. Yeah, they were going to put her down.
How many horses have you saved, would you say, in your time then?
Oh, a couple of hundred, probably.
A couple of hundred?
Yeah.
And why is it important to have a horse rescue in the state of Idaho in particular?
Well, horse abuse is a lot more prevalent than you might think, and the Humane Society used to do it, but they have limited facilities and so forth. So I had the opportunity and the wherewithal, so I took it upon myself to start taking in horses that people call about, and so here we are.
All right, and yeah, I was going to ask you, how are you notified about potential horse abuse or a horse that really needs to be rescued? Do you work with organizations like the Idaho Humane Society, and do you rely on other people calling you as well?
Both, yeah.
Okay.
The Humane Society uses me if they have a horse call in Ada County.
Yeah.
You don't see much of that anymore in Ada County. It's a good thing. But usually it's a Good Samaritan that's seen a horse that's starving, or recently had a call about one tied to a fence on a highway that was just abandoned there. And they don't know who to call, so they look us up, right, and contact us. And then we either try to, or I try to investigate on my own first to make sure people they know what they're looking at. And then we go to law enforcement. So the sheriffs are typically the people that you call to do a welfare check, or perhaps call the Department of Ag if the horses are really in bad shape, and seize them, and then they would contact us and we'd see if we can get the ownership.
Great. And then what do you do once you get the horses in your possession?
Well, it depends on their state. You know, we have to mentally and physically rehabilitate them, assess their adoptability and so forth, and bring them back to health, and then either keep them or adopt them out.
All right.
Yeah.
So how is taking care of a horse different than taking care or rescuing cats and dogs?
Well, you can't bring them in the house.
Yeah. It sounds like a silly question, but I do want people to understand, though, the difference when it comes to the rehabilitation of a horse and the care that goes into a horse. I mean, it's not like, you get up in the morning to feed your dog, and you feed your dog and you brush them, and, if you do have time, but mainly you water, feed your dog, let them outside, and then you go on your way. But with a horse is a whole other other expectation.
Yeah, they require a lot more food, a lot more care. You can't just, feed a starving horse the next day. You'll kill them.
Yeah.
So you have to re-feed them, so to speak, try to bring their system back into activity. And then, they have special dietary needs depending on their age. Some of them can get too fat too fast and founder. So there's a lot more attention to detail, I guess, with horses. And then they need room to move around. It's a 1,000-pound animal.
Exactly.
They shouldn't be, in my opinion, in a stall its whole life. So they should have some place to run and eat some grass and regulate their diet, and you have to keep them with a buddy. They're a herd animal, so they don't do too good by themselves. So you need a goat or a donkey or another horse. A friend of some sort.
Yeah.
So that'd be the differences, basically, and they cost a lot more as well.
Yes, and there is that. Yes, they definitely do cost a lot more. The larger animal eats more, needs space.
More,
barns,
trimming,
tack,
vet bills.
Vet bill, all that stuff. Yeah. So how do you get your funding for this organization?
Good question. It's difficult. We have a website and a Facebook page that an admin would monitor or manage for me. And so we tried to do some sort of fundraisers and get grants, write grants, do a hay drive, a vet bill drive. We had a colt one year, for example, fall over and break a little bone in its leg, and rather than euthanize it, we did a fundraiser and got some money and so we still have that horse today. So.
Oh, wow, my goodness. And recently, too, I mean, to give an idea of what it's like also to rescue a horse, I mean, sometimes these animals find themselves in precarious situations, right? And I understand you had a horse airlifted, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two
Explain that
horses.
situation. I think we have the video right here.
Yeah, Riot and JD, we call them. A bad guy let 20 horses out into the mountains around Donnelly, and 18 of them died.
Oh my goodness.
From either starvation or wolves, predators, etc. And they found themselves stuck on the top of a mountain at about 8,000 feet. During that year, we had the Snowmageddon year.
Oh, yes.
So this horse on the video was in about 6 feet of snow. And I tried to hire experts that the government uses to trap elk and deer with nets and things.
Yeah.
They all told me that it would be impossible to get that horse out of there. So I commandeered a whole bunch of ranchers that were snowmobile enthusiasts that lived in the neighborhood. The mail pilot, backcountry mail pilot, gave me the coordinates of the horse. I sent a man by the name of Pat Morrell, a rancher by the name of Pat Morrell, up there with another friend to pinpoint, feed the horse. Had a Anderson sling donated and flown over from Sun Valley by another generous individual. And then we hired Salmon River helicopters and
there you go.
tranquilized it and hauled it out ourselves.
Little grassroots approach there.
It took us 10 minutes, and yeah, we were heroes.
And you saved your horses. That's awesome. What a great story. So if people want to utilize your services, perhaps if they see an animal that might be in the need of rescue, or if they also would like to donate or be involved, how do they reach you?
Robert at idaho-horserescue.org.
Okay.
If they want to help an animal, the best thing to do is to first call the local sheriff, whatever county you're in.
Got it.
As well as us at the same time, so we can coordinate with them.
Okay.
Donations, we have PayPal, we have a Facebook page. I'm not that familiar with it, I'm not techie, so I have an admin that does that, but we have a website and a Facebook page. You can go through that to contact us or donate. There's a PayPal link and that kind of stuff.
Wonderful. Robert, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Greatly
Thank you.
appreciate it. Very, very insightful, and so glad that you're out there.
Well, thank you very much.
We need guys like you. All right, everyone, stick around. We got a lot more to come right here on Idaho Today, right after the break. Daily Blast Live. Don't miss that.